Hi, welcome to Kalipso tutorials. In this tutorial, we'll see how to synchronize data with the server. It's quite easy for one to synchronize your offline database with the one on the server. Remember that we already created a communication profile to reach MIS communicator for our online table. That means we can use it also to synchronize our offline data. I'm going to create a button for that. Call it Sync On. I'm going to name it Synchronize Online, and the action we need is called Synchronize. For now, let's focus on the online synchronization. This type of synchronization is very straightforward. Kalipso will connect to the MIS communicator through the specified communication profile and get online with the server. Notice, only TCP/IP communication profiles are displayed and supported for this option. Once he connects successfully, he will start by sending all the collected data from the offline database to all the tables defined in the tab to PC. Afterwards, Kalipso retrieves the data from the server from all the tables defined in the tab to PDA. Once the data transfer is completed, the connection is closed. Let's check out which tables are defined to be sent to the server. So, to PC, and although they are there, they can be selected. This means we need to go to each table we want to send to the server and specify that it can be sent to the server. Before we do that, let's check which ones are defined to be retrieved from the server. And you can see that all are selected. Let's save and open Products Table Properties. Even before that, let's resize the button. And now, as you can see in the Products table, we need to check the Receive to PC checkbox. Once we save the changes, Kalipso automatically prompts us to add the table to the defined synchronized action. Let's say yes. If we check out now our synchronized action in the 2PC tab, we can see that the table is already there and is checked to be sent. Let's try our project. Products. For instance, we have carrots here, and let's check out how it is on the server database. On the server, the record is still unchanged. Let's now exit and synchronize. Let's check the server again. Let's refresh. And as you can see, the record was updated. We can even try and do a double test. For instance, let's edit peanuts to something random. Let's go back to our application and let's put back carrots to its correct name. Save. We can still see that peanuts is still in the old value. Exit. Synchronize again. Products. And you can see that peanuts was updated. And on a server, carrots was again updated. So carrots was sent to the server and peanuts was sent to the mobile device, in this case the simulator. There's a second type of data synchronization available in Kalipso. This method is as easy to set up as the one we've just seen. I'm going to duplicate our synchronize button, and now let's open synchronize action. The biggest difference is that the online synchronization mode connects directly to the server's database. On the other hand, the one that we are going to see, file transfer with KDriver Synchronization, implies the transfer of text files and the mobile device never reaches the server database directly. So, the process starts by dumping into a Kalipso formatted text file all the data that has to be sent to the server. Then, Kalipso contacts MIS communicator through the selected communication profile. In this case, we can use not only TCP/IP but also Bluetooth and serial profiles. And he sends the produced file. MIS communicator, after receiving the file, calls KDriver, the Kalipso component responsible to process the file into the server's database. Once that's done, the same KDriver gets all the data from the server and puts it into a new text file. After that, MIS communicator sends the new file back to the mobile device and shuts down the communication. At that moment, the mobile device processes the received file into the local database. Although this method has much more steps than the one we've just seen, it's actually faster for big amounts of data, because all the database access is done at the server level instead of the mobile device. To set it up, I'm going to choose KDriver mode and save it. In this case, another step is necessary. We need to make sure that MIS communicator is set up to call KDriver. You can do that by calling MIS communicator from the designer. Stop it if it's running. Press the products button and look for the K40 product code entry. If you're using another version of Kalipso, look for KC plus your version. Open the product entry and check the path parameter. It has to be set to a folder on the machine. This folder will hold the transferred files. After that, we need to check the Application 1 tab. In the application list, you must enter the call to KDriver as seen here. The 2PC to PDA parameter tells the driver to process the file to the database and then the database to the file. They can be used separately. For instance, you can call the driver only with the 2PC parameter to only process data into the database. Once all is checked, we can try our project. Let's return to the designer and test the project. I'm going to log in, and just like before, I'm going to edit some products, in this case peanuts, and put it back to the original name. Save, exit and synchronize, but this case with KDriver. If we now check the server's database, we can see that the record is updated on the server. We've seen that this method uses a folder to hold the transferred data, which we define in MIS communicator. Let's open that folder. Open MIS communicator, copy the path, open it, and as you can see, a substructure of folders, each one relating to a mobile device. Although it's not mandatory, you can identify each device with a unique number between 1 and 9999. After a synchronization, you'll see a substructure of folders, each one corresponding to a mobile device. A folder will be automatically created here for that device number. If you open one of those folders, you can see yet another substructure of folder. One holds the received files, to PC, the other holds the files to be sent to the mobile device, to PDA. Even if all the devices are defined as number 1, Kalipso understands that if two of them try to connect at the same time, they are two different devices and puts them on hold until he finishes the current one. Therefore, the data safety is always guaranteed. If you want to set terminal ID, you can do it directly in your application. I'm going to create a new form and call it config. Add an input and call it terminal ID. And set its type also to terminal ID. Now, use this icon to close the form. And finally, in the closing of the form, we'll set the terminal to the value specified in the input. So, set terminal ID, not 1, but to the value on the input. Let's drag this form to our menu to create an access to it. And also change this label's text and make some adjustments. Let's test the project in the mobile device. Let's log in, config. By default, as you can see, the device is set as number 1. If we synchronize, as you can see in the MIS communicator, it indicates that terminal number 1 is connected. Now, if we go to the config and change it to 3, for instance, let me just stop it so that we can see the changes. Synchronize again, and as you can see, MIS communicator indicates that terminal number 3 is connected. And also, under the synchronization folder, a folder for the terminal number 3 was automatically created. The last thing you need to know is that KDriver Synchronization is not a file synchronization. It's actually a folder synchronization. Remember, to PC and to PDA folders. Check out the mobile device. Let's open Kalipso folder and see that it also has a 2PC and 2PDA folders. Actually, all the files existing in the folder 2PC will be sent to the server, and all files in the folder 2PDA will be sent to the mobile device. Congratulations, you've concluded the tutorial about data synchronization.